Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy, the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil.
And I'm Leroy. So, we got a video here from TikTok. Woaahwo. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's woaahwo. Here's a man puts a woman on blast for not bringing money on a trip. And I think this is like some type of skit. But as Judgmental Philip always say, yeah, it might be fake, but there's some truth in between there.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So what you gonna do? You didn't eat. You ain't got no money. Like, what's going on? How you gonna buy a vape and a neck holder and then not buy you something to eat? Expect me to feed you?
I didn't ask you.
Because you expect me to do everything. Where's your funds? I bought the fly. I bought the room. Why do you expect me to pay for your food?
Between her legs, that's where her fun's at.
Exactly. I guess she thinking she bringing a vagina on a trip that she don't need no money in your pocket. And the judgmentals and already told y'all, when you go outside, you make sure you have some money. You don't know what might happen. He might can act like a complete asshole and leave you there. Now, how you gonna get back home?
Well, didn't an NFL player or NBA player lead the girl in Dubai?
Yeah, I think it was a NFL player. I don't know who it was, but yeah. So now you're gonna have to be asking people to be wiring you money or paying for this and paying for that. No, you make sure you have some money in your pocket. I guess he thinking like, well, hey, look, well, I'm asleep with him. I don't have to bring anything. So now he got to feed you. You're going to have a room together. So now he got to feed you. And if you want to buy something, he got to buy for you just because you bringing your vagina on a trip.
Bro, literally an outfit. You thought I was going out there to buy you clothes too?
Well, she said, well, you asked me to come. Now.
Come on, like, how you gonna come on a trip with no money?
I have money. I have money for things that are important.
Right, a vape. A vape is important. You're hungry. You just told me you're hungry, and you just spent your last on a vape. Because you were expecting me.
I spent mine second to last.
You're second to last.
You invited me on a trip.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. He invited her, and he was gonna pay for everything, but then she fronting on the box. So now he like, fuck that. She got to spend money.
I did.
Exactly.
All right, but you were supposed to bring money.
Somebody somewhere. Usually you pay.
Okay, yeah, I
I
paid.
didn't offer to come.
So where's his thought process? Okay, he's going to pay because he paid for the plane, and y'all going to have a room together. That still don't mean that you shouldn't have money in your pocket.
Well, that's what happened. I think they already stayed wherever they at for one day, and now or they still on their way there. Either the case may be, he already probably pushed up on her and she shot him down. So he like, oh, this is what it's gonna be. I'm spending all this dough and ain't getting nothing in return.
Right.
No. When you're going on a trip, if you don't have any money, you don't come. You don't come at. Man, you just
Fine print, my bad.
you just don't care that you're just a broke girl going on a trip. Like, I don't even want to go with you no
They
more.
say I'm just a girl.
You're just a girl with. Where's your money?
And you're just broke because you're complaining.
No. I'm not complaining. I literally paid for the Uber, the room, the hotel, nigga.
Got
Like,
it. You shouldn't be complaining.
I shouldn't be complaining. Oh my
I
god.
understand.
But you
I
have
know
money
I
to get
came
your
on a
hair
trip with a lady
done,
who doesn't have
your nails done, like.
the important stuff, right?
Right, but what about
It's important to you, not important to him.
your food? I'm not gonna just sit here and feed you like I'm your dad or something. I'm not your
Don't worry
dad.
about it. When I get there, I'll find a nigga who got money, and that's fine.
You won't be going nowhere with me if you're looking.
So she gonna go where they going at. He's not gonna pay for any food or anything. So she's gonna find a man that buy her food.
She said when I get there. So what he should do is walk right up to that counter and say, can I turn this ticket back in?
Right.
Or get whatever you can get for that ticket.
Right. She actually said that shit in his face.
For a nigga.
Well, I already got my flight and my confirmation. I don't need you for anything. I got.
All right, we will go out there and you will find your own room. I can sleep in my own room comfortably.
That's fine.
Bro, like, why you ain't bring no money? Like, be for real.
Because you invited me on a trip.
All right, that don't mean come with $0 though.
I have money. I don't have zero. I bought this vape.
You
which
literally
was
just-
$36.
You literally just said you don't have no money.
Hair costs
Hair costs what? That was not 200. Not for no damn braids. They don't even look like they're done. My retwist is actually 275. It's not boneless. The fuck? Look at your edges. Look at your edges. You're like, come on, like you buying a vape before you buying food. It's cool though. Listen though, we're gonna see what you gonna eat when we go out of time.
You ain't getting nobody else to come in the trip with.
And another thing, never trust a woman with baby hair. Never trust an old woman with baby hair.
That's why you begging.
I'm begging you for what?
Begging
I literally asked you one
got a
time.
Boneless retwist.
I asked you one time.
You've been begging me.
You can stay. We can cancel your whole flight right now.
Boneless. Go ahead.
Do you want to cancel?
Oh shit, she don't give a fuck about this dude if it's real. She could give a shit less. And like you were saying, she probably wasn't gonna give him none anyway. Cause she can give a shit. She like, hey, look, I got a free trip out the deal. And I ain't give up nothing, and I ain't spend any money.
Your flight or what? You keep talking.
Bonnie, go.
No. Do you want to
Go,
cancel?
Bonnie.
All right, bet I'm about to cancel this shit right now. With your broke ass. Fuck wrong with you?
It's your mad ass.
I don't care. You're a bum. You don't have. Get a new flight. Where you gonna be? Who you gonna be with? You gonna go out there looking for a man?
Not with you, Bonnie.
All right. Yeah, right. I'm out of here.
Yeah, bye, Bonnie.
You're the bum. Bye.
Well, shout out to him. Ladies, make sure you have some money in your pocket. That's not cute and that's not funny. Always make sure you have, if you going, it don't have to be on a plane. If you going to a dinner in your town, you make sure you have money in your pocket. You never know what might happen. And you got to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Well, we go on another video. It's TikToker, the good homegirl. It's spelled just like it sounds. She said she would not accept a man making less money than her. Here we go.
I know I'm gonna make some people mad about it, but fuck it, I feel like it needs to be said. I see all these videos on here about provider man. Oh, why would we want to pay for you guys and blah, 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 and you guys are liabilities and this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. This is coming from somebody who watched my dad give everything to somebody, and she pretty much took him for everything, right? And so it created this wound in me where when I started to date, I would accept men that made less than me, thinking that like, oh, okay, you know, it's cool, we can build together. You know, better jobs can come as long as he's a nice person. Broke men are mean. Okay, they're mean as fuck. And when you make more than them, they'll try to humble you. Okay? I was with a man that literally just watched me do everything. There is no true 50-50. There's no such thing. Because even when y'all come bring y'all check and y'all bring y'all 50% in, y'all don't even understand. Half the time, y'all are only providing the 50% financially. Y'all are not providing 50% of the household. So we're still raising the kids. We're still setting the doctor's appointments. We're still doing all of the housework. We're still cooking dinner. We're still doing all of the things and putting our 50% in. And on top of that, most of the time, I can only speak for myself, most of the time we're still providing more than 50% of the income because y'all will be the same ones to come and tell us, oh, I need this and I need that and the kids need this and the kids need that, instead of going to do it yourself.
Well, whose fault is that? That's your fault for not saying anything. If y'all in a household together, okay, he's supposed to bring the money, but he don't do anything for the kids, which is complete bullshit anyway. It's complete bullshit anyway. So we all in the house together, and this dude don't help out with no kids whatsoever. I don't believe that shit.
They always say that, but you know it's bullshit.
Right.
From today forward, well, not even today, child, I already told myself, I can't be with somebody that makes less than me. I've tried it. And every single one of them were mean, every single one of them were abusive, and every single one of them tried to humble me.
Okay, so I'm assuming she mean verbally abusive. So he was verbally abusive to you just because you made more money than he did.
You know why? Because they didn't like themselves. I wasn't flaunting my money. I was just doing whatever the fuck I needed to do. Shit got to get paid regardless. I don't think that a lot of men really truly understand or have grasped the concept that it's not even about your money, it's about who you are as a person. A lot of us women have felt like we had no choice but to date down financially, and you guys couldn't even be good people.
Oh my goodness, please.
You guys don't even try to be good people. It's not even about your money. I know generous...
Shit, 90% of men date down if that's the case.
Exactly.
that probably don't make the 6 figures or whatever. I live in California. It's high as giraffes pussy out here. But it's free to be kind. Some of y'all are just not nice. Some of y'all are fucking evil. Some of y'all are abusive. Some of y'all need to go see the fucking lady.
All right, well, shout out to her. Shout out to the good home girl. Just continue to be good. That's the only thing I can say to you. Well, we going to Wichita, Kansas, where Yakira Akoya Hollins was sentenced to 34 months in prison for her role in the acid attack that left another teenager with second-degree burns to her face. Here's the report. I know I butchered her name. I was about to say that. That's why I paused there. So here we go.
And that teenager is doing a bit better tonight, but still in the hospital after that attack over the weekend. Today, she posted some pictures on her social media. Cake's Nick Nelson spoke with the girl's sister about her road to recovery. He joins us live in West Wichita with that story. Nick?
Yeah, Deb, the attack happened here on the 400 block of North Dodge on Sunday. Now, we spoke with the teen's sister, and she says she's just looking for answers and for justice. Now, we want to warn you, some of the following photos that we're about to show you, some may find disturbing.
Well, why are you showing it then?
She's in really, really good spirits.
Paris Polite says her little sister, 17-year-old Passion Turner, is on the road to recovery after getting acid thrown in her face during a fight in front of a friend's house. These photos show her face seriously burned.
I look at her as not only my sister, but that's my child. A lot of pain. It hurts. I've been upset every day. Every time I see her face, I can't help but to cry.
Passion is continuing to recover in a hospital in Wichita. However, the family is still looking for answers, and Wichita police are still looking for the suspect.
No arrest has been made. The police have the video. They have everything. I'm not a criminal justice major, so I don't really know how the process works. But I would think that there would have been an arrest by now.
She was already, as I read, she was sentenced to 34 months. This is, before all that stuff.
Light says it was a targeted attack by other teens who know her sister.
So the person that threw the acid on her face got 34 months?
Yes.
God damn, they should know how to fucking slap them on the wrist.
Well, that's a slap on the wrist, like you said. But here's the thing. Where do these kids get acid to be thrown on people?
I don't know. I'm an adult and can't figure that shit out.
Exactly. Can you get acid from Home Depot?
I don't know where the fuck you get acid from.
Pain. Although Passion is expected to get out of the hospital in about a week, her sister says it's still going to be a long road ahead. She hopes telling her sister's story will help spread the word to end the violence.
Go to school, do something different, travel, get a trade. There's so much more to life.
You should have been telling your sister that.
Right. I was about to say, and stop putting your life in danger by going over somebody's house to fight.
Right.
Mistake number one. You never go over nobody's house to fight. That's old school black people bullshit. You never go to somebody's house to fight. You had a huge disadvantage going to somebody's house to fight. Like they said, they had acid to throw on your ass. And you just there ready to rumble with your fists. They got acid, they got knives, they could have guns in the house, probably got other people in the house. You don't go over nobody's house to fight.
And I understand that young people may not get that yet. They have to go through it. Some of them have to bump their heads, but just listen, just do something different.
Now, Polite has set up a GoFundMe page to help with her sister's
Of course she did.
expenses. We'll have a link to that on our website, cake.com. Reporting live, Nick Nelson, Cake News on your side.
Hearing from the family of a Wichita
This is another report on it.
teen who
I got this from World Star because as you see on the side there.
police say had acid poured on her face last month in an attack. This comes as one of the 2 suspects in the case makes her first appearance in court today. 12 News reporter Kel Chapman spoke with the victim's family about the case's progress.
Tehrania West, one of 2 suspects accused of throwing acid on 18-year-old Passion Turner's face in May, was in court today for the first time. She's being charged with felony aggravated battery. Wichita police say the incident started as a fight when a suspect threw acid on Turner's face. Turner later went to a hospital with second-degree burns on her face and neck. The second suspect, Yakira Hollins, bonded out of jail and is scheduled to appear in court on the 20th. Turner's sister, Paris Polite, says she's happy to see action, but that more needs to be done.
I'm happy that something's being done. Do I think it's enough? No. But I am happy that something's being done. I am hoping that once the other girl is caught, that her charges will be much more severe.
Wichita police are working to find a third suspect, a 16-year-old girl from Topeka.
Kansas isn't that big. Topeka isn't that big. So I know that someone has seen her. If you see her, please alert the police so she can pay for what she did to my sister.
And Polite won't rest until justice is served.
The severity of the case and what they did, I don't think that they deserve a slap on the wrist. My sister didn't get a slap on the wrist. She got a burnt face. I didn't take that lightly. I'm not taking it lightly.
Well, as Philip said, the girl did get a slap on the wrist. She got 34 months, so that's 2 years and 10 months. So in other words, she probably ain't even going to do. She probably might even not even going to do in a year.
Lightly, I'm not letting up. I'm not gonna let it go. They have to pay.
In Wichita, Cale Chapman, 12 News.
And the Polite Turner family does have a GoFundMe page set up to help pay for Passion's medical bills. If you'd like to donate, you can find a link to that on our website and also on our KWCH News app.
All right, we going to Memphis, Tennessee, where Jacqueline Hendricks said a customer stopped a baseball bat attack at a laundromat. Here's the report.
Well, it started as a regular day at the laundromat, but then it turned into a very scary situation. A woman came face to face with a man with a bat before two men took him down, and a security camera captured it all. ABC 24's Ezekiel Telemaco joins us now. Ezekiel, you talk.
Look at my boy Ezekiel. God damn. What a beautiful world we living in that my man can got to look like little Jim Jones clone and on a TV show. Shout out to my man here. Shout out to him.
Exclusively with the victim and the customers who came to her rescue. Is that right?
Yep. So it's a pretty crazy story, honestly. And this happened at Ellie's Laundromat on South Pauline Street. And it started when workers banned a man from the property. And then it took a violent turn when he attempted to.
Yeah, I figured that it was more to the story. Well, this is the first time listening to this. I thought they was gonna make it seem like he was just like unprovoked attack or whatever. Ain't no way in the world nobody gonna do something like that. She was talking shit to the guy or whatever, and he said, "Well, all right, I'll be back." And he came back with the baseball bat.
Damn.
He was drying and washing his clothes, and he told me that I didn't even be on my phone. And I was like, huh? I didn't understand what he was saying at first because I didn't hear him. So I was like, huh? And he was like, you don't need to be on your phone. I was like, why not? He was like, because he was washing his clothes or something. And I was like, okay. And then he had...
She was talking loud, cussing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He probably said something to her like, excuse me, can you like settle down? You know, I'm sitting here, you know, doing my laundry, whatever. She heard him the first time. And now they started arguing with each other, and she did not talk to that guy pleasant as she talked to the newscaster.
Of course not.
Leo.
Hendricks says she thought that was the end of it, but minutes later, police say Joseph Leak came back, and this time he was yelling at customers and swinging an orange baseball bat. That's when two customers, Donald Young and Reginald Harris, stepped in.
I was glad I was able to hold him down instead of shoot him, because we have enough of that going on in the
Which means he had a gun on him.
Oh, yeah, he was strapped.
Because it is Memphis, Tennessee now. You can't walk around like that.
And I think it portrays the city in a negative light.
Harris says he never came to the laundromat expecting to be a hero, but he thinks it's everyone's responsibility to help each other.
I didn't come in here to be a hero. I came here to wash clothes. But I think you need to interact where you see a need. And it's everybody's job to do that in the community. That's what made Memphis what it was.
And while many are calling him...
I'd be like, damn, let me call the police. Like, oh, shit. And he about to whoop her ass with that bat. Let me call the police.
Courageous, Harris says his heart is with both the victim and the suspect.
And the bat, ladies and gentlemen, it's a bat, but it's one of them little kids' youth bats.
Is it metal or is it plastic?
It's probably it probably might be metal, because I think that's how the kids play with, like the little leaguers play with metal, right? I don't think they play with wood bats. it looks like a bat like that. I don't think it was a full bat. I mean, it's still a mess you up, but I'm just saying.
A lot of people say, well, he's this, he's that. But you know what? My heart goes out to him too, because I don't want to read about him dead, and I don't want to read about her dead either. I'm tired of seeing that go on in our city. And like I said, we can talk about it or we can do something about it.
Harris says he hopes this moment helps remind people of what Memphis used to stand for.
Back in the day, if they saw you, people intervened. And they even told your parents. There was a thing called pride. There was a thing called morality. And I think that needs to return back to this city.
Yeah, and because of these heroic acts, Hendricks wasn't hurt, and Leak is being held at the Shelby County Jail on aggravated assault, criminal trespass, and burglary charges.
Yeah, it's definitely good that those customers had those quick thinking to step in and save the situation. Now, I do want to ask you, how long did it take for the police to get there?
Yeah, he a throwback jersey away from the early 2000s.
The victim that I spoke to, about 8 minutes, which is a pretty long time. So they did apprehend him, and they were able to hold him down until the police came and had their tasers out, and thank God. Put him away.
Yeah, 8 minutes is definitely a good response time, but 8 minutes can feel like a long time when you're in a compromising situation like that.
Absolutely.
All right, great reporting, Ezekiel. Thank you.
And you'd be like, Ezekiel be like, yeah, I'm on the news now. I'm like, you on the news doing what? Behind the scenes doing camera work? He's like, no, I'm at the desk talking. I'm like, bullshit. Not like that. Well, shout out to Ezekiel. I love this world we living in, because that shit wouldn't even flew 10 years ago.
Nope.
So we go to Cleveland, Ohio, where the union representing Cuyahoga County corrections officers is calling for changes in the way the county screens applicants following a series of high-profile incidents involving what leaders call inappropriate relationships between jailers and the inmates that they are paid to watch over. Here's the report. Now, we didn't talked about this shit numerous times, and we keep seeing the same articles over and over again about these. I'm assuming, we'll see the report.
Tonight, guards gone wild.
News 5 investigators uncovering a string of Cuyahoga County corrections officers accused of crossing the line, taking part in unprofessional behavior with the people they're paid to watch.
Now, News 5 investigator Scott Knoll tells us even the union representing those officers says something has got to change.
The allegations.
How often do you drink on the job?
Seem unbelievable.
Look right there, young girl. What she got, like burgundy hair? What the hell you doing around
on the
men?
Job drinking?
Right, and what the hell you doing around these men all day long in a jail cell? Why would you even want to work there as a woman?
For the attention.
And they said, "Oh, girl, your hair nice. How you doing?" And she just loved every moment of, like you said.
Just jailers gone wild in some cases?
Sometimes it looks like that.
From a so-called fight club behind bars to accusations of drug smuggling, we're not talking about the inmates.
I hope you understand how much of a security risk you are.
It's corrections officers in the hot seat.
Some of this stuff is not just a dumb mistake that causes you to lose your job. Some of this stuff potentially puts you in prison.
News 5 investigators discovered 5 different corrections officers placed on leave or fired in the last 7.5 months for a string of incidents involving what the union calls inappropriate relationships with inmates.
Have you ever seen kind of case after case after case after case like this?
No.
Take Shantia Kirkland. Investigators say she disguised her identity to send emails and do video chats with the father of her child.
I made you, because I made you.
Who was also an inmate, locked up, facing murder charges. Even, in one case, overseeing his pod while working as a jailer.
That's the jail's fault.
They should have found out.
Exactly. They should have found all this shit out. They just put them on a job. It's like you said before. They put these women on a job that destined to fail.
Mm-hmm. And they know that. You know what I mean? They do that shit on purpose.
Say she also discussed jail business with him. She was fired in April. The same month, deputies say they watched as another corrections officer, Kiana Thompson, picked up drugs from the mother of an inmate and told investigators she planned to smuggle them into the jail. Thompson remains on paid administrative leave.
Vacation.
And why is she still getting paid after admitting to that shit?
Exactly.
All those facts are true. I mean, it's just disgusting.
So what's going on?
As a sociologist, I see patterns.
Daniela Yauk-Ajami is an assistant professor at the University of Akron with expertise in women in the criminal justice system.
Do you believe, based on what you've seen, Cuyahoga County Jail has an organizational problem here?
I would absolutely say yes.
Well, we called it, and I don't I don't teach in at the University of Akron.
Says research shows women working in jails may be targeted for exploitation.
No shit. You got to be kidding me.
How not? Don't hire them. What do you think?
Exactly. Around a bunch of men, what do you think going to happen? And all these men sit around and do is talk game to each other, read romantic novels. They figure out how to talk to women. That's all they do all day. They don't do nothing else.
Women have to rely more on compliant residents, and it goes incrementally, the grooming process, right? There is a collaboration.
What we just said.
And it builds from there.
What we just said again.
Particularly at risk, she says, newer corrections officers. Toyana Lard was on the job less than a year when a supervisor caught Lard engaged in what investigators called horseplay with an inmate. During an interview with investigators, Lard admitted to talking to and flirting with inmates.
Look at this shit. Now that is just inappropriate for.
And she know the camera there, so she don't give a shit.
Exactly. They chasing around each other. She holding them by the collar, having fun and all that shit. That's inappropriate. Now one thing gonna lead to another, and she gonna be on her back or standing up or wherever how they make love.
They need to stop that with that language of grooming. You're an adult. I know nobody want to hear this shit that you was groomed. You know right from wrong, and if you don't want that job, don't take that job.
Yeah, well, I kind of agree and I kind of disagree. It is a grooming technique. There's a step to
Bullshit.
it. Yes, it is. There's a step.
I'm saying
sir.
no. I'm saying grooming is a real thing, but when you're an adult, you shouldn't be able to put yourself in that position.
No, but you also
you don't hear about no men being groomed for an adult man being groomed by an adult female.
Yeah, that doesn't happen that way. But a man can groom a female.
Bullshit.
There's steps. Now, as
If
you're saying,
we're talking about, we ain't talking about outside of jail. We're talking about in this situation, a female correction officer being groomed by an inmate is bullshit to me.
Oh, see, I kind of agree with you, but I kind of disagree. Now, you said an adult. Now, keep in mind, Philip, as you've seen with these pictures, those are young girls. Now, this is their first time having
experience. Now you're making an excuse. Are they adults or not?
But okay, yes, but these
you had enough sense to fill out that application, go through the training, and get that job. So I don't want to hear about this being groomed by an inmate. When you go through those classes and through your training, they tell you about these inmates as crooks. They'll try to crack on you. You went through all those same shit, same with the military. You go through all that. So when you do this shit, it ain't no grooming. You chose to do that.
Okay, now are you trying to tell me that a 23-year-old girl have a lot of experience with dealing with men?
I'm telling you, a 23-year-old correction officer know right from wrong.
No, we're not talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Keep it on the subject. We're talking.
No, it's the subject. But do you think they have? So they don't have experience dealing with men, right? I'm not talking about boys or teenagers. I'm talking about men.
I'm saying a lot of these young girls, when they're in high school, they're dating older men. They've been around older men. They're using fake IDs to get around older men in bars and clubs and all that.
But that's not every female.
Older men online, so I don't want to hear that shit.
That's not every female, sir. And like I said, I'm on
We're talking about correction officer females.
Okay, but we're talking about females in general. Now, do females?
I'm only commenting on what that lady said. That lady said those inmates were grooming these girls, and that's bullshit.
And they are grooming them, Philip. There's a step. There's a step to everything.
They're sweet talking them, and they're falling for the okie doke.
That's the falling for the okie doke is grooming, Philip.
They ain't no grooming.
You just said it. Falling for the okie doke is grooming.
That's not grooming.
Yes, it is.
That's somebody sweet talking you. You still know right from wrong, but you want to do it anyway.
I'm on your side, but I'm not on your side because I do believe in grooming. The men, they sit around, hey, how you doing? They sit around and get the yes, that is grooming because that's just
because you went through training. You went through training, and they told you that the guys was going to do that. So for you to still fall for that, you chose to break the law and flirt with these guys back and all that shit.
I agree with that too, but I also agree that there is a grooming technique.
All right, well, we'll agree to disagree. And let's move
No,
on.
we agree to disagree because I agree with what you said, but I disagree on the grooming.
This lady went through all the training, and I'm pretty sure
This young woman. How about that? This young
this
woman.
correction officer,
Who's a young woman? Go
I
ahead.
don't give a shit. She's old enough. She's an adult. She's a correction officer. She knew right from wrong. So for them to smuggle in stuff, contraband, for them to be flirting on camera and doing all this bullshit, they didn't give a shit about their job or that the camera was watching.
On the phone, depositing money into their jail accounts, even bringing tequila into the jail and giving it to an inmate.
I gave him 2 spray bottles, and I gave him one of the spray bottles he sprayed the pot with, and the other one he took it and poured it into a cup.
The county fired her in March. Yauk Ajami says administrators need to go a step further, creating what she calls a culture of integrity.
That might involve mental health support, that might involve wellness programs, that might involve outlets for correctional
It should involve jail time.
officers to get the support they need so they do not have to fraternize with residents.
While the union representing corrections officers says things have hit a breaking point.
We don't want these
He slouched back in the chair. He's a representative of the union.
just cases where somebody brings in drugs to the jail allegedly, or somebody is having an inappropriate relationship with inmates, giving them tequila from a spray bottle. Like, that makes everyone look bad, and it makes it so much harder for those officers to do their job.
They're fed up.
Oh, they are. They've been fed up for a long time with the
There
county
shouldn't be no paid leave, and they should get jail time when you break the law.
practices.
The union calling for stricter
Well, look at the CO there play fighting with the prisoner.
Old big butt around all these men.
Yep.
And think they ain't sitting here, ain't seen a girl and God or touched a female and God knows when.
Yep, and this young girl is bouncing up and down, play fighting, and all the men is looking at her ass bouncing up and down.
She's not innocent. She know what she's doing.
screening of jailers, things like polygraph tests and deep dives into applicants' backgrounds, hoping to weed out potential problems before they get into the jail.
When you put officers that have actually done things that are truly in violation, that are truly putting officers and inmates in harm's way, you degrade life safety in that jail.
We asked the county for an interview to discuss concerns about the hiring process. Instead, we got a statement from a
I say stop putting females in that situation like that. A female can work in the female prison or jail, whatever you want to call it, but not in a male prison or jail. No, absolutely not. Them young girls, no.
spokesperson about holding corrections officers to the highest standards. We asked again about the union's concerns.
So you keep throwing this young stuff in there. So should it be an old lady?
I don't think it should be any females, but women, young women are more prone, Philip. Come on now.
I'm just no, because the old they all can get their ass whipped. First off, ain't no more prone nothing. The bottom line is if it's a female around a whole bunch of men, those men are going to try to take advantage of them. Those women are supposed to know right from wrong. They went through training, they know where the camera's at. So for them to still do the wrong shit, they need to go to jail.
Screening.
See, I agree with you, but I disagree. I disagree that these young ladies, them men, see them young girls, they just their first experience out their mom house dealing with men. I'm not talking about boys in school. I'm talking about men.
That's what you think.
And no, here you go. So now you're trying to say that all young girls is dating older men.
It's funny how you use all for me, but not all for you. So you didn't say all. This is their first time for all.
No, but that's what you said. You said before about they're dating older men in high school.
A lot of them are. I didn't say all of them. I said a lot of them are.
They are.
The same with you saying this is the first time women dealing with men since they left their mom home. Not all of them. Some of them are. You can say some for every situation.
Oh, goodness gracious, man.
Applicants. The spokesperson emailed us back saying no further comment. Reporting live, I'm News 5 investigator Scott Knoll.
Motherfuckers are still at home with their mom gotten 2 and 3 babies. And you talking about this the first time dealing with a man.
But they're dealing with when did they have these children?
Older men.
When did they have these children?
When?
Yeah, what age?
16, 17,
Okay,
18 still at home.
so a 16, 17-year-old, they're dealing with another 16,
No, they
17 year
not.
old.
No, they not. They're dealing with older dudes. And you know that.
So most of the women
Most
that
of the women that's getting pregnant, that's still at home, that's 16 to 18, is dealing with older men. Yes.
okay, what's your percentage?
If I had to put a percentage on it, I would say 80%.
God damn, that's how I feel.
We
And
talked about this, and people talk about it on the internet all the time. The young girls in high school dating older men.
so we going to Houston, Texas, where a man loses $8,000 after a fake jury duty call. Here's the report.
A Houston man says he was tricked into handing over thousands of dollars to scammers to clear up a warrant that didn't even exist.
And we've reported before on aggressive callers.
I don't even need to hear no more. He's a fucking idiot.
All right, let's go on to the next report.
Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers drive me crazy.
Pretending to be law enforcement, but this time, KPRC2's Ricky Munoz shares how a
what was the damn
legitimate
reporter name?
local bail
Shit.
bond company was dragged into the middle of it.
Last year, Americans handed over 76 million.
He almost like our boy Ezekiel. Like, damn, you a reporter on the news? No, you doing the sound or camera work or something. He's like, no, I'm actually doing the news. Like, bullshit.
$1 million to people pretending to be part of the government. That's enough to buy over 5,000 cars.
So there wasn't any parking, so I tell the guy.
Here in Montrose, a man we're calling John parked right here and handed over $8,000, convinced he was about to be arrested.
Now, what type of he said the government. Where you exchange money in a parking lot like this?
A phone call at work from an individual claiming they were officer so-and-so from Harris County Sheriff Department. Asked me if I knew I had a warrant out for my arrest for failure to go to federal jury duty on May 22nd. I said no. They said, well, you have 2 citations, failure to appear and failure to follow up. And so you need to get that cleared up or else we'll arrest you.
We obtained surveillance video showing the moment it all happened. You can see the man walk up to John's car holding a metal clipboard. They talk at the window for several minutes. Then the man walks away.
Okay, so this is how a government worker dress. That's how they would dress to go and exchange money.
Taking the payment John had just handed over.
The bondsman, supposed bondsman.
Like, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
Exactly. And he could easily say, well, if the sheriff called and said that, he could easily be like, well, all right, then I'll call you back and try to find out, did he really have a warrant? He could have did his own phone calling, his own investigation. He just sat up there and actually believed that.
I'll take my chances with dealing with the warrant and just giving all my bread up to some fucking funny looking ass dude.
Right.
You know, I read the form, looks legit, like surety bond. I ask for identification. He hands me his business card.
That's not identification, sir. That's just a card. You can make a card in your own damn house.
It looks legit.
It's not even a card he wiped
That
away.
business card used the name ASAP Bail Bonding Houston and the name Blake Ford. But the company's owner, Derek Dixon, says he has no connection to the man who approached John and explains that's not how legitimate bonding works.
Not at all.
No shit. You tell me something new every day, huh?
Oh man, if somebody ever approach you telling you have a warrant and give me X amount of dollars and then you can go free, that is not how the bail bond industry work at all. So that's definitely fraud.
Houston police say these kind of strategies are meant to create panic and pressure. They urge people to stop, check with someone they trust, and remember, no government agency will ever demand cash or bond payments over the phone.
I think
in a fucking parking lot.
And yeah, shocking. No government worker is not going to come over there with no. With
I would say, all right, I'm gonna have. Thanks for the card. I'm gonna have my lawyer talk to you and square this up with you. And I've never heard from him again.
Yep.
It's been scammed.
And remember, no government agency will call you on the phone asking for money or pressuring you to do something that you don't want to do.
No shit.
Reporting in Montrose, I'm Ricky Munoz, KPRC 2 News.
Boy, I just wish I can be in a position to have money like this to just frivolously just give it away. Because my goodness, he could have easily did some simple research to find out if he really had a warranty or not. Matter of fact, he could have just after work, could have just drove to a police station.
Yep.
He don't even had to call anybody. He could have just drove to his local police station and say, "Look, I got a warrant." They said somebody called me and said I have a warrant. They'll type on the computer and find out if you had a warrant or not. Man, I wish I had some money like that. Like, oh shit, $8,000. Hold on, let me in cash. Let me go to the bank and give it to you in cash. Well, all right, some little sports news, some sports talk. I'm sorry. This is props to our boy Jackson Krueger Sports on YouTube. He did a review on Shedeur Jackson's first game on the Cleveland Browns versus the Eagles. He didn't play. Versus the Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry. The Browns played the Eagles on Saturday, but he didn't play. So he has a quote unquote oblique strain, which I think is bullshit. But
no, they just wanted Gabriel to play the whole game or most of the game.
Exactly. And well, here's his review on the game he had with Carolina Panthers.
All right, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders here in the Cleveland Browns. Yes, we finally got to see him in an NFL game, and I thought he played well here. It was not perfect, and there were some mistakes, I especially thought early on. So we'll talk about the mistakes and where he needs to improve upon, and also I think where he's maybe still not perfect at, but is improving upon. And then we'll show kind of once he got, I felt comfortable in the game, how he was able to really make a lot of good stuff happen. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. This is a play that I definitely think you can talk positively or negatively depending on how you want to. So first, let's just talk about the play. It's a zone coverage concept. Really, that route is the one that you are going to be looking towards. You can kind of see why, right? Could get into a gap in coverage. Some of those other routes could also help it get more open. So, okay, sure, simple enough. For Sanders, what happens? When this play begins, you're going to see this is open, and there is a positive swing and a negative swing that you could...
It wouldn't have been a first down.
Go with this one.
He could have threw it. It could have been, but
he could have put it. He should have put the ball more towards the middle of the field.
Right.
You know, the first hashtag, so then he could have caught it, and there's a little gap right there, so he still could have got that first down.
The negative one is that should he have gotten the ball out of his hands quicker? Maybe. I do think that, like, again, it's unfair to compare him to veterans, but I think a veteran quarterback would already be getting into throwing motion here. Sanders is like, I don't know, like a half tick late on that, like not even a full tick late on that, like a little bit later. Hey,
now he got the ball. God damn, he got the ball out.
Although the tackle was made and they weren't quite able to get the first down, that's a kind of a small, subtle thing, but you know.
Well, see, it's a route. How can you blame him? And the route was bad because, like you said, it's not a first down. He threw it to him
short.
Exactly,
but he got rid of the ball in time. You know what I mean?
Right. That was a route that the wide receiver ran. If he would, like you said, if he'd have threw it in the middle, he'd have been caught. So you can't really blame that on him. That was just a throw that he made.
When you have those receivers with these little, I forget. I guess they would be like a post route or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner they got to know where the first down is at. If you're going to stop right there and turn around, you got to turn around beyond the first down because you know they're going to swarm you with all them bodies around you.
Right.
So for him to be a yard short, he stopped short.
Right.
That does kind of that can sometimes be the difference between being successful or unsuccessful. I will say, though, I think this is a positive by Shedeur Sanders because I watched him in college, and he wasn't always the best at this. And to me, I see an improvement here, and that's kind of what I'm looking for with the preseason, is what are your weaknesses, and are you improving on those weaknesses? And in my opinion, that's what he's doing. So I see this as a positive. Some people could view it the other way. Ultimately, didn't get the first down. They had to punt, so it is a play that didn't work, but I still think he's moving in the right direction. But just real quick, this is another example, and there were a few of these actually where it's like timing's just a bit off here, right? And so that's why I kind of want to bring this up. I know it's a little nitpicky, but when you see it multiple times, I think it's fair to bring up. Like, that's not actually an accurate throw.
Yeah, the timing wasn't right because number 13, I think that's number 13 on Carolina, came in there wide open. Nobody blocked him. So he had to hurry.
He had to hurry up and get the ball out, so it threw off his timing. But he still put it in the area for your receiver to catch, and that's all you want to do is put the ball where someone can make a play on it.
Right.
Looks like it's just timing. He thought his receiver,
and that's damn near a fumble because the guy caught the ball and made kind of a football move.
I don't think that's a fumble.
Stop.
Look
Or
and
really, it was
see.
just he threw it a bit late. The spot would be fine had he thrown it a little bit earlier. Little things like that. You have to wonder just
He
not
caught
having
it. He
first team
turned,
reps and not.
and he got hit, and the ball came out.
Yeah, but it looked like his knee was on the ground before the ball.
With these guys,
Let's
how
see
much
it
that's a
again.
factor with this. But yeah, just figured that was something to bring up. This next
I
play is
ain't
for
doing
sure a
it.
positive. So what's going to happen here is it starts off with, it looks like the Panthers are maybe even trying to fool Shedeur Sanders. The play is you're going to have two defensive linemen move further towards the middle of the field. A defensive tackle is going to swing all the way over, and he's going to go, hopefully get a straight shot to Shedeur Sanders is probably what the plan is. And I don't know if this is intentional or not, but when this play begins, you see how Shedeur starts to step up because he sees how the edge rusher has kind of given up containment. He's saying, hey, I could have some space here, and he likes to take advantage of that. However, we know that there is a defensive lineman who is going to be in that direction and going to, try and make a play. But when he moves over there, Sanders is just faster, and he, gets around him and still picks up a first down. I almost feel like the athleticism stuff maybe overcorrected with Shedeur Sanders, where, people had to kind of talk about how, hey, yes, he's Deion Sanders' son, but he isn't this elite athlete, and it's true, he isn't. But, he can still move. He can still make plays with his legs. He did that in college, and we're seeing him do that on this play as well. It's not all of his game, but it is a part of it. Going over to this next play, I have a couple critiques here. So this is a 2nd down and 12 situation. First, you can talk about the concept of it's actually going to be the same thing on both sides of the field, and it gets open on the other side of the field, but you can't know that before you take the snap, right? Essentially, you look for the deeper route. If that's not open, you throw a check down. That's kind of the read here. Sanders takes a snap. He stays on his first read, maybe a bit longer than you would like because that really wasn't open. And then at this point, this play has gone on for too long. This is
boy, oh boy, that my
2
man
seconds
can't
is too
win.
long.
Right.
Have to make a decision at this point. I know it doesn't feel like forever, but we're talking over 3.5 seconds into a play. Usually you get 2.5 seconds. Now, with play action, you hope to get a little bit more, but still, you have to be making a decision here. NFL clock just moves so quickly. So that's the negative. There's then going to be a positive and then another negative. The positive, look at this job to get away from that pressure and stay on his feet and know to get rid of the ball before he gets hit. The issue is
would have been yeah, but that man was wide open too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a play that he should have made. I don't know what the hell he talking about the time and shit. But other than I don't disagree with him on that part. But the part that you said that was a terrible throw there, and he should have easily made a easy pass for the guy would have been going too.
And also
definitely probably would have been the first down.
Airmailed that throw, and that's just the throw you have to make, and would have been a first down there. So yeah, kind of a weird play as a whole. Would have liked to see him get rid of the football quicker. Did a great job of recovering, but then also would have liked to see him be able to make that throw.
Okay, you want him to get rid of the ball quicker. Who was he going to throw it to?
Was he throwing it to 84 that was slanting, and that's why it was so high?
It could have gone either way.
You see how 84 is on that slant, but maybe he wasn't running fast enough for it?
Yes.
But he should have dropped it off to the shirt guy.
Want me to go back? Or?
Yeah.
You have to be making a decision here. NFL clock just moves so quickly. So that's the negative. There's then going to be a positive and then another negative. The positive, look at this job to get away from that pressure and stay on his feet and know to get rid of the ball before he gets hit. The issue is he then also airmailed that throw, and that's just the throw you have to make, and would have been a first down there. So yeah, kind of a weird play.
He was looking right at the guy and missed it. Yeah.
The whole would have liked to see him get rid of the football quicker. Did a great job of recovering, but then also would have liked to see him be able to make that throw. Now this next one, I'm not even going to show the play on the screen because I don't think it's that necessary. It's a 4th down and 1 situation, and I saw him getting a lot of criticism for this play, and I kind of understand it, but I'm not going to crush him too hard for this. This is really a bad job by the offensive line. Watch how when this play begins. Quick pressure on the inside right there. Nice move there by that Carolina player. But for Shedeur Sanders, I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I don't think that
he didn't get no protection in time.
We don't want to see Shedeur be a quarterback on this team because that offensive line is hard. And is this the first? Was he playing with the first team? No, they didn't stay out. Well, it's the first quarter, 8 minutes in the first quarter. So I'm assuming this is the first team.
Yeah.
And Carolina probably have their first team on there, and so look how quickly that.
But even when they say this, because I've been reading a lot of sports stuff about these preseason games. Even when they say his first team, it's never really first team on offense or defense. Because with him playing, he still Njoku wasn't hurt, but he was sitting there on the sideline chilling.
Right.
He didn't play. You know what I mean? So don't sit there and say this is first team. And like you said, they line got to be better than this. With these guys running up untouched.
Yep.
In this
now, this is the second footage. Now, this is still in the first quarter. This is the second time that Carolina was in the backfield like this. The first time, a man didn't say anything, but he's talking about them with this on this play
situation. It's 4th down and 1. What you have to do is just make a throw and hope it works out. Like, this isn't an idea.
Make a throw and hope it work out so it could be
sound like an idiot.
Right, so it could be intercepted. And as you see here, they in field goal position. So why the hell would he like make a pass so it could be intercepted?
He wanted to just throw a duck up and see what happened. Bullshit.
Right.
Ideal situation, there isn't someone wide open. You kind of have to just go with it. Again, in college, he would hold on.
And we have to keep in mind that he can't really make no mistakes. Because
the problem was,
I'm
sorry, go ahead. You can finish.
Oh, I was just going to say, because they got 6 quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
So he can't be out there making no damn mistakes. And he was a 6th round draft pick?
5th round?
5th? Okay,
5th.
so yeah, he can't be. If he was a 1st round draft pick and he just threw it up in a preseason game like that, okay, that's a little bit different. But he can't make no damn mistakes like this. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's 4th and 1. You're in field goal range. They called a long play. You shouldn't call it a long play. You got to do a quick play or a run play and just take the field goal or try to get a quick first down. You don't sit there and draw up a long. This is a long play. You're trying to get a whole bunch of yards. What are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
Onto the ball and he would make good things happen. He's going to try that here, and I think what he's going to quickly learn in the NFL is that you just can't do that. Because watch how he runs backwards, and there's nowhere for him to go. And I'm going to be honest, he's really lucky this wasn't grounding. They never showed a wide shot, so I don't know if there was someone. I'm assuming what they're saying is, because he was in the pocket at that point, I'm assuming what they're saying is that there was someone in the area.
That was nowhere near grounding. He wasn't even on the ground yet, and he wasn't on the ground yet for him to throw the ball away. I think that's a good play that he threw the ball away instead of making a damn dumbass move or whatever. Like you said, it's just a bad play in general. Me personally, myself, I would have kicked the field goal. 0-0, 8 minutes in the first quarter. Why not kick a field goal?
Yeah, I would have took the field goal too. But if you're going to go for it on 4th and 1, then like I said, you either call a run play up the middle or you do a quick throw for a first down. But you don't call it a play for like a bomb or something long that your quarterback is going to be deep in the backfield,
right?
Take you out of field goal range. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, for sure, lucky that was that was not intentional grounding, because I don't think he was throwing it to someone. I think he was just trying to get rid of it, and it worked out, which would have mattered. Again, I know it's 4th down, but had that been grounding, then Carolina would have gotten the ball instead of at their own 25-ish yard line at Cleveland's 40-yard line. That would have been a huge difference. But then we would go on and see him make some really good plays. Like, for example, this next one was going to happen. This was the touchdown play. So again, offense hadn't really been able to do a lot, but they get the muffed punt, get very close to the goal line right away. You see the concept on the screen, and routes going up towards the top of the screen with play action towards the bottom of the screen. Shedeur is going to take the snap, and it's going to be, so there's several eligible receivers, none of which appear to be that open. But you see I've circled one in white. That is the player Shedeur Sanders is looking towards, which is a route I'm not sure I would have recommended him throwing to. But you know what? All you have to do in this situation, if you're going to try and fit through a tight window, is make a perfect throw. And that's going to be exactly what Shedeur Sanders does there. I mean, look, that's just a thing of beauty, right?
Yes, it was. I agree.
There, it really is. So, yeah, really impressive stuff. And, again, being able to make these types of plays is obviously important. And he made a few plays down the stretch. Like this next one. So what's going to happen here is it's a 3rd down and 8. That's worth mentioning. So, really the concept itself is less important and just the play. We can get into it. You see how Sanders is going to take the snap. Going to be under pressure, and this is something he did a really good job of in college. Is he
offensive line messed this up again? Now this is the second quarter.
He's not afraid to take a hit. He'll stay in the pocket to make sure he can get the ball downfield if he wants to. That's exactly what happens. Now, the cornerback falling down certainly makes that throw a little bit easier, but nonetheless, again, it's a good play to get it down there, well-timed, took the hit, doesn't matter, able to still make the play. So that was very good. You saw him use his legs a little bit more, so like this play, you're going to see him scramble up. Really good stuff here. You also saw on this.
I say that if I was on Cleveland with that play there, I would tell him to slide. Don't be taking hits like that.
This one, watch how he's going to juke out some defenders.
There you go again. Carolina in the backfield again. Goodness gracious, Cleveland, what the hell?
Which is important. So he gets a couple of guys. I'm going to have to pause it right here just for copyright reasons. I can't let it play for too long, but pause it right here and then resume. You see that he...
No wonder why Deshaun Watson always getting hurt.
He's able to make guys miss. And again, for someone who's going to hold on to the ball for a while, it's kind of part of his game. You want to see that be able to work, correct? Right? Like, obviously, it's not going to work as well as it does in college, and it's worth mentioning these are not, starters that he's going up against at this point. But still, he's able to make these types of plays, and that's good. I will say kind of immediately after this, he did almost throw a pick. The broadcast never showed a good angle. This is what I have. I don't know if this was his fault or if this is the receiver's fault. Hard to say why he ended up making the throw. Ultimately, though, as a quarterback, you can't throw it right to a defender, regardless of how poorly the receiver plays it. So you still have to blame him at the end of the day. So that's worth mentioning. Wish I could break it down.
Yes.
More just sometimes.
But it's funny how they tell us that's a bad throw, but that pick six that Gabriel threw, they try to tell us that wasn't Gabriel's fault. That was a horrible throw. That guy was all over him, and there was another dude over there.
Yep.
The whim of what the broadcast.
A lot of people went to that game yesterday too. I seen a lot of people walking around with Eagle stuff on.
It sure looked empty in the crowd.
Oh, it was? I from the look over on the news, well, of course, I didn't watch it. Did you watch the whole thing?
No.
Oh, okay. When I looked on the news, it looked like it was packed in there.
No, it wasn't packed.
To give me. Couple more plays that, again, I'm not showing the whole play, just showing some of it, but you're going to see on this one. This is where I think Sanders really thrives. Is you see him, he's going out.
Oh, goodness. These Cleveland Browns are going to be in trouble. They are going to be in trouble.
Inside the pocket right here. But again, where I think he really is successful is he doesn't just have to run. A lot of young guys.
They got to, what's the name? They got to call more run plays and screens and quick outs. You can't have these guys sitting back there when you can't protect them.
Right.
When they get outside the pocket, he's not afraid to look downfield. He finds something he likes, and as you see, he is going to make this throw. And I mean, okay,
hell of a throw, hell of a catch.
Could have been a touch lower, sure, but that feels very nitpicky. It's a very good play, and again, we'll have to see if this will work against NFL starters, right? But something I always bring up is backup NFL players are college all-stars, right? So if we're talking about, level of competition from where he came from, this is at least showing that at a major upgrade, this still works. This stuff still works. So to me, I am buying Shedeur Sanders stock after these types of plays. I am. The second touchdown pass was also, good throw here. Was able to maneuver in the pocket a little bit, make a nice play.
Now, when he have some time, he could sit in the pocket and throw a nice pass for a touchdown. My man just brushed over it.
I would say there was this play as well where you see.
There you go on a run again.
Unblocked man gets through. Again, to Sanders' credit, really good feel for the pressure. He's really good pocket presence. Showed this in college. Is showing this in the pros. I would say this is another example though of I want to see him get rid of the football. Watch as he holds on to it. He was wanting his receiver to come back, and it never happened. But at a certain point, you do have to get rid of that football. I know it's third down. It's not the end of the world to take a sack there, but you are losing an extra 7 yards. Field position matters. Plus, he wasn't even protecting the football.
Yeah, he should have threw the ball away. 3rd and 7. He should have threw the ball away. Wasn't nobody open. He should have just threw it.
Yeah.
He only had one hand on it. You can't have one hand on the ball when you're getting tackled, because oftentimes that'll result in you having 0 hands on the ball by the time you hit the ground. Don't want that to happen. So again.
Well, it looked like he was about to throw it. That's why he had one hand on it.
So it was like I keep saying, it would be weird if he was perfect in his first preseason game, right? There's going to be mistakes. You're expecting some mistakes, and there were some mistakes. I did have some other total nitpicks, like a bit too many pre-snap penalties, and a couple throws that were like completions, but were a little bit off, but which I already kind of touched on both of those earlier in this video. So ultimately, though, this was a good performance by Shedeur Sanders. It just was. He showed what you want to see him be able to show. He showed that some of the traits that we were wondering if they would translate to the NFL, seemingly, at least at this level of competition, have translated, which is, the first step, right? Obviously, we all know, Zach Wilson had a great preseason. It doesn't mean everything, but it doesn't mean nothing either. And for a guy who's still trying to get playing time, still trying to make a roster, this is a big win for him. Now, again, there's a lot of talk about, is he going to move up in the depth chart? It depends on the injuries the other guys have and things of that nature. It was a huge opportunity for him to get this playing time. I don't think it's impossible he could move up in the depth chart. But I certainly think they'll at least give him more routes, make sure they see him out there. I think that's probably the way that they will handle this. So yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.
All right, that was Jackson Krueger Sports off YouTube. All right, y'all, you can reach the Judgementals on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube, and Twitter at pnljudgementals, Instagram at the_judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. So, all right, Phil.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
That's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up.